This is the type of trade conversation that I have to be very careful about because this is going to change. This is going to change within the next few hours, days, maybe weeks, maybe it takes a bit longer, but the fact is we have the potential of seeing this trade go down as soon as I press public on this YouTube video. All it takes is one phone call, so I'm going to be very careful with how I try to put this video into the schedule. So, today we're talking about a topic that I've been actively avoiding talking about because I've always kind of felt, okay, it's gonna happen soon, we just gotta wait a little bit longer and then it's gonna happen and then we can make a video about it. We don't have to make a video speculating about this. Well, I feel like now we kind of have to, because today we're going over to San Jose Sharks defenseman Erik Karlsson, the recent Norris Trophy winner, the first defenseman in 30 years to get 100 points in a single NHL season. And we're talking about the trade rumors linking him to the Pittsburgh Penguins as well as the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, long story short, Erik Karlsson is a valued trade asset on the market. He's 33 years old, right-handed, signed till the end of 2027, making $11.5 million a year. He's expensive, but he's good. And when it comes to the teams that have been in the mix for Erik Karlsson, we've had a few teams popping in and out over the past few weeks, but the San Jose Sharks ultimately were not able to trade this guy away at the deadline, they didn't trade him away at the draft, and now we have ourselves an established idea based off of multiple insiders over the past few days that says that the two teams that are remaining in the Carlson sweepstakes are the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, we also had an entire conversation going about with the Hurricanes and that rejected Tony DeAngelo deal with the Flyers. There was some salary retained hocus-pocus going on there that didn't allow the trade to go through, and eventually you saw Tony DeAngelo get bought out by Philly a few days ago, leading to this Erik Karlsson situation manifesting afterwards. We didn't think that Carolina would be the immediate option for Carlsson. We thought that they might have wanted DeAngelo instead. But now that it appears that DeAngelo, that ship has sailed, Carolina is apparently in on Carlson. And in order to get ourselves an update as to everything that's going down, we're going over onto Lyle Richardson's article from July 18th, so Tuesday, talking about how Erik Karlsson continues to dominate the NHL rumor mill. Trades and signings have slowed down this offseason, but speculation and rumors remain that link Carlson to the Penguins and Hurricanes. This was published in the Hockey News. The link is going to be in the description. We've got a few paragraphs to read here that go over the situation. Appearing on NHL Network last week, Sportsnet's Elliot Friedman considered the Pittsburgh Penguins and Hurricanes to be the frontrunners for Carlson. He indicated that it's a bit of a poker game going on between those clubs, and that this entire thing will be resolved once one of those teams makes a deal happen. Most of the speculation suggests the Penguins have the inside track. On July 12th, you had Josh Yohei of The Athletic reporting that a deal with the Sharks was close during the hours leading up to the start of free agency on July 1st. For whatever reason, though, that trade did not take place. Yohei's colleague, Rob Rossi, reported the Penguins remain confident that they are Carlson's preferred team. He claimed they have multiple plans to acquire the blue liner once the Sharks decide to make their move. There are some other things talked about in this piece about speculative trade returns, Petrie, etc., but what I wanted to focus on instead of this Penguins thing was the Carolina Hurricanes, because with Carolina being so intent on getting Tony DeAngelo earlier in the offseason, only for that not to go down and for them to, in a way, rebound to Erik Karlsson, my immediate instinct a few days ago when I saw this entire thing go down was, wait a minute, why would the Carolina Hurricanes want Carlson? Like, okay, they want a right-handed offensive defenseman. That's what they were getting in DeAngelo, but they're not getting him anymore, so they're going with the other option. That makes sense, but why Carlson? Because stylistically, this would not be a fit. You had Brent Burns, who had himself a career for the ages with the San Jose Sharks. But once Erik Karlsson entered the mix, everything kind of went bad. It wasn't really all too great seeing Brent Burns and Erik Karlsson share the load because they were both offensive right-handed defensemen who could dominate a power play and who could produce a boatload of points. Burns and Carlson were kind of stepping on each other's toes when it came to how this team would proceed with its power play structure, with the offense, how it would flow through the blue line, and you had both of these players suffer as a result. Sure, there were some good years. I mean, the 83-point campaign that Brent Burns had in 2018-19 also saw Erik Karlsson put up a bunch of numbers too. He had 45 points in 53 games. But that magic didn't go on for too long, and both of their numbers started to slow down as a result. Brent Burns then gets traded to Carolina before 22-23. He gets 61 points in 82 games, which is a good step up from the previous years that he had had. And you have Erik Karlsson, who, free from the shackles of having another offensive right-handed defenseman to share the load with, is able to get that 100-point year. So hearing that the Hurricanes were interested in acquiring Carlson didn't make sense because they already tried this experiment with Burns. It did not work. But the reason we're making this video today is because of some comments made by Mark Madden, Pittsburgh sports analyst and overall media personality. You had yourselves Madden Monday earlier this week, wherein Madden shares his insight about the Carlson and Carolina situation. We're heading over onto the Penguins subreddit to read this in writing here. Mark Madden says this: I've been told that Erik Karlsson is vehemently against going to Carolina. He hates former Sharks defenseman Brent Burns and thinks their style sucks. And their style does suck. Now, of course, Mark Madden is a very opinionated and very bold sports commentator whenever he has his opinions. He's been kind of a meme the past few years because of it. But this is what the top comments on the Pen sub go out there and say. Mark Madden was also the first guy to break the Dubas news whenever the national reporters were saying Dubas' interest was waning. I hate Mark Madden, but I'll always give him a small bit of trust with Penguins news and speculation. And Penguins fans seem to agree. That's the dichotomy of Mark Madden. He has a loud mouth for good or for bad. You can't find a better source for Penn's info, honestly. And so while Mark Madden definitely doesn't come across as the most, let's just say the most civilized Carolina Hurricanes reporter, he's going out there and sharing his info that Erik Karlsson hates. That's a strong word to use, man. Love, not hate out there. But hearing that this is the case, it kind of goes out there and, in a way, it validates all the concerns that I had hearing about this Carolina Hurricanes thing in the first place. Why would Erik Karlsson go to a team wherein Brent Burns is there and just have this entire same song and dance repeat once again? You already tried it in San Jose and it didn't work. Sure, if Carolina gets Erik Karlsson, they're improving their team. But if you're trying to get Erik Karlsson at a 100-point caliber capacity, I don't know if that's really what you're getting if you're playing him in the same decor that also boasts Brent Burns. It's just not gonna work stylistically. And so hearing that Carlson hates the guy, like straight up unfiltered just hates the guy, I'm not gonna go out there and say I believe it 110%, but the fact that the idea was thrown out there, I just wanted to make a video about it. And you gotta remember, Erik Karlsson in this entire ordeal has a no-move clause. He has the right to choose where he wants to go. And because all these other teams that were involved in the Carlson talks are apparently out now, it's just down to Carolina and Pittsburgh, Erik Karlsson really does have his hand, and he can just go out there and say, yeah, like, I want to go to the Pens. Remember that Hockey News article we talked about? Yeah, Rob Rossi, Pittsburgh reporter, said himself that the Pens know that they're the preferred destination for Erik. And with that in mind, it all just boils down to what the heck are the Penguins willing to give up? Because the Sharks, I mean, they cannot go out there and hold on to Carlson. They have an opportunity to free up some money by trading this guy away, even at a salary retained capacity. They have an opportunity to get some other things that can help them too. This is not a team that is poised to capitalizing on Carlson and the profile he has. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, sure, you've got Chris Letang, and you could debate that having Letang and Carlson might have some similar symptoms of having Burns and Carlson together. But if Erik Karlsson doesn't hate Chris Letang like he apparently hates Brent Burns, then I'd be okay with trying it out, especially if Carlson is as interested in heading over to Pittsburgh as Rob Rossi is reporting he is. If he wants to play with Crosby and Malkin and play on a team that still has a great cup contending window with some aging stars, this could be like your discount bargain bin version of The Last Dance. I get it, it's not really the same, but it's kind of funny how the parallels are there. You got some aging stars, you got a group of guys that want to continue playing together and winning together till the very end, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Erik Karlsson and the entire Penguins-Carolina Hurricane situation. Again, this is a dangerous video topic because by the time this video is finished recording, an Erik Karlsson trade could go down any minute. I could upload this video and have it completely be outdated by the time I press that public button. So